Hello everyone, so picking off where we last were, I did some of the other dungeons. Actually, they came up in the roulette, so I'm just going to show some of the cutscenes for that, as they kind of have this side story. So the first one I'm going to do is the Sunken Temple of Karn Hard. So if you recall, there were the two Lalafell brothers that we were given this task to help save their sister. And so, cutscene 3. And after we left the dungeon, we had met the sister. Well, anyways, we ended up meeting with the sister, and then she basically said she wasn't sure. Well, I'll turn in the quest and see if we get the, so we need to go over there to turn in the quest. That is the Miners Guild. And I'll see if it pops up there afterwards. But so, if not, as a summary, we meet up with the sister, who was actually by the last boss, or the boss as well. And she asks she had no idea that there was the commotion going on because she was deep in the Temple of Karn. So she didn't hear all of that, and she didn't know that the ancient traps were put together, or put back up, or whatever. Or activated. Something like that. Anyway. And so she asks the whereabouts of the rest of the research team, and throughout the dungeon we would see their corpses, obviously because they have died. And so she said she knew that they all went into somewhere dangerous, but she never expected all those lives to be lost. And then she had gone in to do the delicate work of the research there deep in the Karn. And then she told us to speak with her brothers to tell them that she is safe. Popokuli, whatever. Ah, these cunning Belladians. Darn those poxy robbers, and darn slack-witted, shamble-gated adventurer. There you are! Where's my sister? Where is she? Ruka. Yes, where's Naneko? You better have good news, or I'll let my brother do this his way. AKA kill you. My dear brothers. I've worried you, haven't I? I am sorry, but as you can see, there's nothing to be concerned about. Naneko, we've been so worried about you. Aye, we'd feared the worst. It is good to see your face. I must thank you again, good adventurer. After we parted ways, I sent for a search party and we were able to rescue the survivors. Yay, there were survivors. Naneko, from now on, I'm going to accompany you on all expeditions. Those Belladians were real jerks about booby traps. It's not safe for you alone. Brother, she won't be alone because I'm going with her. Brothers, you forget your duty. Your place is with the concern. You are right that the temple is dangerous, but I can make it safe. All of you need is to believe. We must look at the causes, the twin causes, of today's incident. The people's belief that within lie magical relics, and that the ruins are now safe to traverse. These temple raiders are already telling tales of deadly ancient traps in every tavern, but we'll let it be known it's no ordinary danger that awaits. The Order of Nold Thal has agreed to vehemently deny the temple's relics are cursed, that tales of looters found horribly dead afterwards are baseless, that should give instant credence to the opposite and end the looting. For a while at least. Naneko, you're brilliant. I may be the strongest one, but you've got the good upstairs. Right, you are about our sister, puny brother, and I'm not gonna stoop to stating the obvious. They say history is the gristle of the past, but in these ruins, the past is fleshed out again. That is what I love about this work. I won't let the raiders despoil the place. The ruins are not a mine to be dug and blasted for gil. If they want gold or gems, let them join the Miners' Guild and toil for them. And with that, we are done that. And they are gone. So, we will go back to the inn and see if that is now available. And otherwise, I will show the cutscene for the Wanderer's Palace hard. If I can figure out what I'm doing. Anyways, so the Wanderer's Palace hard. As you recall, it used to be overrun with Tonberries, who were stabbers. Well, now the other people have come in and taken over. Like there's two of them? I forgot it was two-headed. Anyway, so then here's this final. It's too funny not to show. And since I can't remember if I've actually shown the Wanderer's Palace, I will go and show the cutscenes for that. And you might have heard the mention of the Tonberry King. Well, he was the final boss in this area, so that is him there. And of course he has a big stabber. And if you have any interest in what the Tonberries are and who they are, etc., and how they came to be, I would recommend you do the class quests for, well, job quests for the Scholar. So in order to get Scholar, you will first need to get your Arcanist to level 30, and then there you will have the options of unlocking the Summoner and the Scholar class quests, and you can do both of them. And so the Scholar quests delve more into the Tonberries. And with that, I am now going to talk to Elfino, and then I will, because I believe I still need to talk to those adventurers, but it could be mistaken, so I'm going to open up this just quickly. Yes, I need to speak with the quest people, whatever they're. But first, Elfino. Since we're here. They are concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship, with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone search their limbs. With that in mind, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Mobity has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they are ready to set out for Mordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. Thank you, Mumity. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught the Immortal Flames can do? I fear the exceeds our mandate. Were it a small number, mayhap it would go unnoticed, but the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordona. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77th Caravans on the Doman's behalf. Very well, we shall begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Yuigiri. And you in Revenant's toll, my lord. Well, it seems that we all have work to do. Lady Yuigiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of arrangement, shall we? Mistress Mobity is quite right. There is much to be done, Celebrian. I would like you to visit Gigion, the 77th Caravan's representative, and Scorpion Crossing to ensure that everything goes according to plan. And so, we need to speak to that individual over there. If you might have noticed, we have a new minion as part of the pre-order for Shadowbringers. The baby gremlin. And just to read its dialogue. Not dialogue. To read its description thingy. Be not fooled by a gremlin's snow-white fur, for its intentions are as black as the night in which it thrives. Unlike more common stock, this particular breed appears to be resistant to both light and water, making them perfect pets for someone who doesn't mind a bit of mischief. And summon your baby gremlin minion. Feeding after midnight may result in injuries. Yours. May result in injury. Yours. And when you initially used it, it said, feed or water at your own risk or something like that. And something we also got, which you won't know until I have those videos out, but we actually have a new mount. The Unicorn. And that is part of the quests for the Conjurer once it reaches level 30. And you have to finish the class quest for level 30 before the quest unlocks for it. So, I will actually go ahead and use the Unicorn. And yes, unicorn. Not unicorn, unicorn. And I'll go ahead and use that later on as well. Gigion. Welcome, madame, welcome. May I say what an honor and privilege it is to serve you? Our finest carriages have been set aside for your use, and each will be driven by a highly experienced coachman. Save, for one. Beg pardon, why not all of them? Well, there was an incident, you see. Nothing bad, I hasten to add, and I had no choice but to discipline the fellow responsible. Alas, he proved unduly discouraged by this and elected to leave our employ. A pity, really. He was so familiar with the routes in question. Why, under different circumstances, 'tis very like that I would have chosen him to oversee this very caravan. Ha ha! Ahem. A thought occurs to me. You are an accomplished adventurer, are you not? Then mayhap you could go to the coffer and coffin and persuade the fellow in question to return. Needless to say, noble madame, I would never suggest such a thing were it not in your best interest. It's just that a venture of such import would seem to me to demand the very best. Would you not agree? And off to the coffer and coffin we go. And that is in central Thanalin, over that way. Karen Coachman. Hey, let your van. Bucker off. Me driven days are done. Gigian saw to that. Would have listened when I tried to tell him what happened. Reported to the Blades, he says. 'Twas the darn Blades what took me stuff in the first place. To him, it's all excuses and whining, of course. Tells me I've got to pay for the missing goods out of my own bleeding pocket. The nerve of the dork. 'Tweren't only his stuff as got robbed, sniffle, that they even took me, ring in, and I was going to give it that to me lass, you know. But does he give me two shites about me and what I lost? Does he? Bollocks. And leave it to me. Are you sure the Hurian coachman with a wordless, leave it to me? Hey, you mean to say you'll take care of it? Get the stuff back and everything? Praise the 12. Things are finally starting to look up. I hear tell the jerks took it all to somewhere in Nofika's wells. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Tain't like they've got to hide their doings being blades and all. But you'd best be careful, miss. They ain't like to return what they took just 'cause you asked polite. And so, in Western Thanalin, that's back over there. Anyhow, so we need to go over here. Brassblade. I don't like your face, missy. Makes me want to do things to it, and I reckon me mates feel the same way. Isn't that right, lads? Oh, is that so? That's interesting. Breastblade. I yield, it's all yours. Just don't hurt me, please. And, oh, I guess we didn't have to interact for to pick that up for a change. And so we need to teleport back to... I'm gonna actually teleport this time. We need to head back to the coffer and coffin. And something tells me that they were either corrupt brass blades or they weren't in fact actually brass blades. You will find out. Darren Coachman. Hey, oh, it's you. Any luck finding them blades what robbed me? Confiscated wares. Goods confiscated by a group of blast braids under the dubious pretexts. Confiscated ring. A simple, well-crafted ring belonging to the forlorn coachman intended for his beloved. 12 bless you, miss. Now I can settle me accounts with Gigian. I'll make my way to Scorpion Crossing straight away. Looking forward to working with ya. And so we'll make our way that way. Back in Western Thanalin. Yay, us! Gigian. The woman of the hour. I hoped you might persuade him to return, but to go so far as to recover the stolen shipment, I must say that was a welcome surprise. Pray inform Master Alphino that our preparations are complete and we await his orders. So obviously we need to go back to the quicksand. Before we do that though, I shall teleport to Camp Bronze Lake to turn in that quest before I forget. I dare say the glint in your eye means the sellswords harass the Tonberries no more. There, have you swept the sellswords out of the place? Ha! That's splendid, lass. Well, thanks to you for saving the Tonberries, honest. Allow me to add my thanks to his miss. We have our gratitude on behalf of the Tonberries as well. I think they truly deserve succor. Can you imagine losing your entire being to hatred? Little wonder the Tonberries became monsters. Neither of us are strangers to hate, growing more spiteful with each passing day is sadly the province of those who are shunned by all around them. Yet malice will turn us all to monsters. A Tonberry told me as much one day. Gave me pause to think of wandering for ages with a heart ruled by rancor. The Tonberries have known more than their fair share of our times, so from here on out we want to make sure where they live stays a sanctuary. Fortunately, while there's venturers like yourself about to knock invaders out, we won't have your fear for the Tonberries. Now we're off for a right old reunion. Goodbye, fortune to your friend. Goodbye and good fortune to your friend. Whatever. And they go poof. And also, before I forget, I am actually going to teleport to Kjorthis and go down there. Speaking with Ophelia. What? Who goes there? Oh, you must be the reinforcements. Beg your pardon. Recent sights have left me as skittish as an untrained chocobo. Small Darkhold, the name itself sends shiver up the spine, does it not? The place has been infested by all manner of fearsome void centiplate. I have even heard word of statues come to life. While we Guardians pride ourselves on seeing to our own defenses, the threat this time is simply too great. You see to those abominations, won't you? And so we have to do Small Darkhold. Unfortunately, I have yet to actually do that dungeon. So, I will do that on my own some other time. But that's why I wanted to get that talked to, because I knew that it was going to be that. And that's basically the reason for doing it. So anyway, so now we must needs be speaking to Alphino, who is over in the quicksand. Alphino. No further delays, I trust. Excellent. I should leave more tasks in your capable hands. On which note, the hourglass is now ready to receive the domans, which means our next order of business is to ensure their safe passage to Ul'dah. And we get the options of these earrings, which I literally no longer need because of these shiny little doobobbers. Alphino. Alphino has a mind to send you to Vesper Bay. As we speak, the domans are being ferried to Vesper Bay, after which they will be transported by carriage to Ul'dah. Alas, while our plans have proceeded relatively smoothly until now, efforts to coordinate the refugees' preparations have met with less success. Slevrian, I would have you return to Vesper Bay and facilitate the process through tasks great and small. In short, whatever must needs be done, do it. Speak with Hosen when you arrive. He has been designated the leader of the first group. And so we need to head to Vesper Bay, which means teleporting to the horizon. Hosen. Greetings. Alphino informed me that a sign would be arriving to help with the preparations. I'm honored to meet you, and though shamed as well. A great warrior should not be tasked with such trivialities. I knew from a glance what manner of woman you were. I too have some skills at arms, so as do many of our people. little good it does us when our enemies are the elements and starvation. An act so simple as carrying a heavy crate is beyond the capabilities of our healthiest men, believe it or not. Pray forgive this trifle. Pray forgive this trifle, but would you bring to me the aforementioned crate on the docks? There is no one else to whom I can turn. And so we obviously need to go pick up the crate from the docks, which is obviously over this way and not in the direction that I was going for. Yummy. Ugh, I can smell their stench in the wind even here. Take it. Weathered crate. Interacting. Little persons. Not quite. And we know what quest that person's doing. A not so cheerful one. Hosen. Is that the crate I spy in your arms? Pray give it to me quickly. The contents are dear. Weathered crate. Within its wooden confines you can feel something heavy shifting. Hark, I thought my strength somewhat restored, but that clearly is not the case. By the gods, the armor! How could this have happened? 'Twas bestowed upon my father for feats of valor, every skill forged by Master Smith, guaranteed to withstand the test of time. Or so he thought. The armor must have shifted within its confines during the long sea voyage. Many scales have come loose, and there are holes in the bottom of the crate, through which the 4 missing scales I count must have fallen. It can be repaired in time, but only if we recover those scales. Please, madame, retrace your steps and collect any scales scales you come across. And so, we get to pick up scales. Aren't we lucky? Oh, there's one here. Black scale. Black scale. And black scale. And black scale. You see anything different? Nope. Still complaining about the chocobos. Cousin, I know not how I can face my father should those scales be lost forever. Black scale, a blackened metal scale from a suit of mail. Bless you, madame, I am in your debt. All that remains of Doma now are our mementos, memories. I can only hope that when such keepsakes are lost to us, those memories will be enough. And again, I don't need those earrings. Hosen. Hosen is another favor to ask of you. While you were seeing to that crate, the other members of my group finished preparing their belongings for shipment. Once all of the carriages arrive, we can begin loading. Oh, but you needn't concern yourself with that. We can manage with the coachman's help. Rather, I would like you to help round up the children that have been given into my care. My son Yosen can tell you more. And Yosen, who is over here. Yosen. And I actually forgot that that was his father. Yosen. Oh, hello there. I'm Yosen, son of Hosen. Will you be coming with us to Ulda? I hear we're traveling by horse-drawn carriage. But don't you think they're queer? Giant birds that people ride like horses? I still want to try riding one, but... What's that? You're looking for the others? Don't worry, I already told them to get ready for their carriages. I'll need your help, though. We were just finishing a game of hide-and-seek. 3 players are still hiding, and since Lady Yuigiri told us to take it really seriously, they won't move until they are found. But Vesper Bay isn't that big, so I bet you can find them in no time. Is it cheating because I already know where they are? Hiding child. Hey, you're not Yosen. Who are you? I'm Koharu. Koharu. Celebrant Sergon, eh? I didn't know anyone else was... Wait a minute. You're one of those, stallions, aren't you? No, scions. Scions! You must know Lady Yuigiri, right? Isn't she great? She's really good at hide and seek, too. Oh, right. It's almost time to go. Nice meeting you, Celebrian Saragon. So is it cheating because I already know where they are? No? Yes? Truth be told, I can't remember where the other one is. Hiding child, how'd you find me? I guess I need to practice more. Or maybe you're just good at this. I mean, the Garleans didn't find me. Well, that was a depressing thought. And so, the last one is somewhere over there. Okay, so it seems that it might be over here. Aha! Hiding child, I didn't think to look in here. Are you playing? Ah, no fair. Yosin didn't say anything about adults. Huh? You got to ride a horse? We get to ride a horse-bird carriage? I don't know, it sounds scary. But if Yosin says it's safe, I'll go. That wasn't annoying at all. That only took like 10 minutes. So, I had to look that up because it was taking a long time to find them, and I could not find that last child. Yosin. Wonderful! All the children are accounted. Hide and seek? Ah, I see that you are curious. It is quite simple, really. Lady Yuigiri thought it best that the children know what to do in case the Garleans found us. I should hope that these days are behind us, but I nevertheless take comfort in knowing that we are prepared. Indeed. Yosin. Yosin requires your assistance with another personal matter. All of the carriages have arrived, but my father... stubborn to the last, he is refusing to leave. 'Tis the smell of the chocobos. Many of us find it difficult to bear, but he cannot abide it. To be honest, I find it odd that I have yet to meet an Eorzean who shares her sentiments, other than the waitress at the heist. Maybe she has a means to address the smell. Might you go and see what she knows? And that is in here. Oops. Fallislind. The Domans are sickened by how chocobos smell. Ha! I knew just how they feel. I know just how they feel. Carriage rides make me more queasy than boat rides because of that alone. Why not try using this perfume to mask the smell? I can't promise it'll help, though. I swore off carriages ages ago. Too much vomiting. And we need to speak with the... I guess we need to apply this to the chocobo? Nope, not ice cold water. Nope, not that either. As its name would suggest, this mixture of natural oils is dominated by the scent of peach blossoms. Why, what in the seven hells are you doing to my birds? Dousing them with gods know what all concoctions? That ain't right. It's nothing could hurt them. They're skittish creatures at heart. Get them riled up and they're liable to go every which way but the one you want. Explain yourself. Humph. Well, what's done is done. Reckon you'd best make sure it did the trick afore you call the old man over, though. Get in there and take a good long whiff. Don't be shy now. Don't really want to smell the chocobo, but okay. Like some vial of flower water to cover up a chocobo's musk. Bless your heart, miss. You're going about this the wrong way. Rather than pouring perfume on everything that what offends your olfactory senses, just do it like the gobbies do. What, you don't keen me meaning? Or you ain't never traded tongue flaps with a gobby trader. I'm talking about their masks, miss. Gobbies don't care much for the air around these parts, hence why they wear 'em contraptions. They pack 'em with herbs and whatnot. Here, take the scarf, splash a few drops of that perfume on it, and tell the old man to tie it around his face like so. Of course, you'd better hope he doesn't hate the perfume, too. How's it? Try as I might, I cannot convince my father to board the carriage. Have you any ideas how we might deal with the chocobo smell? Peach scented scarf. For the discerning bandit or the sensitive doman, this scarf can be used to filter unpleasant odors. Of course, why did I not think of that? Such a simple, elegant solution. We should take this to my father at once. Sniff, sniff. If I close my eyes, I can remember what it was like before. Sniff, sniff. Yes, just like that. Cousin. 'Twas happy coincidence that Foluson's perfume was made from peach blossoms. At first my father scoffed, but one sniff was enough to put his mind at ease. Oh, if only you could have seen our orchards. So vast, so vibrant. Foreign merchants clamored for our fruits. So great was our reputation. It is past time that we move on. The carriages are waiting. And I'll drink that. Don't worry about me, lass. I won't be giving you any more trouble. Hosen. At long last, Hosen and his group are ready to leave Vesper Bay. The first caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest at regular intervals. My family and I will be traveling in the lead carriage along with young Koharu, whom I believe you've already met. Though I understand the road to Ulda is regularly patrolled by your brass blades, it would give us great comfort if you would agree to accompany us on our journey. Once again, I thank you for your kindness. When you are ready to leave, please inform our coachman. Fascinating creatures. Whence did they come? Hosen. These reports of a great beast on the road to Ulda are most troubling. Hosen. Grandfather is so lucky. Those horsebuds smell terrible. Koharu. Oh, it's just so fluffy! Kyrian coachman. Eager to be off, are ya? Why, well, I was meaning to have a word with ya about that. Runner. Eager to be off, are ya? Aye, well, I was meaning to have a word with ya about that. Runner from the Blade says we might have trouble. A fierce-looking beastie's been sighted south of the bridge to Hammerley. Might be someone's eyes are playing tricks on him, of course, but I don't pay to gamble in this business. Now, I know you can handle yourself in a fight, but this lot here's another story. So I was thinking you might go on ahead and have a quick look around. Make sure the area's safe-like, and if you come across anything dangerous, you know what to do. When you're satisfied the way is clear, meet us outside Horizon. The Blades tell me the road there is safe, so I reckon we can make it that far on our own. Assuming those house-armed jerks don't try to rob us, that is. And so we will go check over there. And looks like they got help. So we will head back over this way. Not head back over. We'll head over that way to survey the road to Ulda for any dangerous beasts. Actually, let's summon another chocobo first here. Destination. Wandering Eye. And now we need to head back. Oh, hotter. They have wings, so does that mean they can fly? And does that mean we can fly if we ride one? Yosen, which do you think would win in a race, a horse or a horse bird? Homie. I must say, that was a surprising pleasant ride. Mayhap the journey to Revenant's Toll will not be so bad after all. Yosen, it pleases me to see you well. Come, let the coachman know we can continue onward into Ulda. So there was a beastie. Was being the operative word, eh? Ha ha! Well fought, madame. Well fought. Aye, if only I were in better health, I should have been proud to stand at your side. Pay my son no mind. He forgets that his responsibilities preclude acts of daring do. Humph. But be that as it may, I cannot help but envy you. Had we been able to call upon heroes of your strength and skill in Doma, things would have been very different. But we cannot change the past. Those who fought and fell are forever lost to us. Lost, but not forgotten. Lady Yuigiri's kinsmen least of all. They fought fiercest, though they knew well it was in vain. She had every right to walk away, yet she chose to stay. Food, shelter, the promise of a better life, all this and more we owe to her. How does one even begin to repay such a debt? In kind, father, to she who has given everything, we shall give our all. Whatever work there is to be done, we shall do without question. Ditch, digging, bricklaying, it matters not. Revenant's Toll will grow and prosper by our hands. Hey, Miss Celeribrian, Koharu and I want to know why you became an adventurer. Poor Gramps. So you have the options of to gain power, to win glory, to amass a fortune, and to go whither the wild rose blooms. And why did you become an adventurer? Well, it's not any of the three, so we'll go with the last one. So, you like roses? I think I understand. I mean, they're nice and everything, but don't they grow in lots of places? It's my turn now! Excuse me, Miss Celebrian, I've got a question. What's Revenant Toll like? Is it pretty? And how would you describe Revenant's Toll? It is a bustling outpost frequented by countless adventurers. It is a bastion of civilization in a harsh and unforgiving wilderness. Yeah, you should totally tell that to the kid. It is home to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. It is a stone's throw from an Imperial castrum? Yeah, that'll make them very cheery. That'll even make them cheerier than this one. No, we'll go with it. It is bustling outpost frequented by countless adventurers, which isn't far from the truth. You mean there are lots of people there who are just as strong as you? Oh, I can't wait! Enough, Koharu. It's my turn again. Miss Celebrian, when I'm older, I want to be strong like you. What do I have to do? And what is the best way to become more powerful? Seek out new experiences and adventures? Fight ferocious beasts. Train every day. Buy weapons and armor from Rowena. Train every day. Aha! So my father was right. How do you do it then? Come on, tell me, and don't leave anything out. Alright, that's enough questions for Miss Celebrian. That's not fair. Why does Yosen get to ask 2 questions? I want to know about adventuring just as much as he does. Just one more, please. Do you think I could be an adventurer like you one day? Nope, kid. Really? Then I will. Thanks for the advice, Miss Librian. I won't forget it. I'm going to be an adventurer, too. When we get to Revenant's Toll, let's make an adventurer's guild for Domans. We'll protect your friends and punish the wicked, just like Miss Celebrian and Lady Yuigiri. Yeah, just like Miss Celebrian and Lady Yuigiri. We can talk more about it in the carriage on the way. Will you be joining us? Coachman. Mind letting Master Alphino know we're here? I need to stay with the birds. Yosin. I bet they could keep out an entire legion with those walls. Hame. Would you look at that? Koharu. How many steps are there? 100? I'm going to count. That is a good question. Yosin. It will be good to sleep in a proper bed for a change, even if it's only for a night. Well, if my math was right, there were 71. Anyway, so we must needs speak with Master Alphino, aka Alphino. Who is over in the quicksand? Alphino. Slabrian, I take it the first group has arrived. Excellent. Is there aught else? No, I have matters well in hand here. You and Lady Yuigiri should travel to Revenant's Toll forthwith. Alphino would have you and Yuigiri would depart for Revenant's Toll without delay. It is past time Lady Yuigiri met with the guild's representatives in Revenant's Toll. Since I do not foresee any further matters arising here in Thanalan, which might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort to the Doman delegation for the duration of the journey. Speak first with Slaffborn upon your arrival. He is the one with whom the Domans will be working most closely, I should think. Afterwards, introduce Lady Yuigiri to Minfilia and the guild emissary. If both meetings go well, the resulting tie should stand the Domans in good stead for that which is to come. Safe travels, Celebrian. Yuigiri. We are ready to depart at your earliest convenience, but say the word and we shall follow. Kikyo. I hope this proves to be the final leg of our journey. The moms have taken their toll. Kasasagi. Many great and terrible beasts roam the wastes of Mordona, yes? Then we must needs keep a closer eye on the children. And so I'm going to go ahead and teleport to Mordona because Slackborn is already there, and then they'll magically be there as well. Slackborn. And this must be the esteemed Lady Yuigiri and her associates. I greet you all as friends and bid you welcome to the Toll. I hope you do not find our dearth of fineries off-putting. Poor though we may seem, we have a wealth of spirit and camaraderie yet to speak. You see, race and creed don't enter into here. We welcome all sorts, providing they are willing to earn their keep, of course. We are no strangers to hard work, Master Slaffborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence. Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand, I give the same speech to all new arrivals, and you needn't bow your head or call me master either. We are both frontier hands as far as I'm concerned. As you wish, Slaffborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Our guests have yet to meet the antecedents. Heaven hell, Celebrian, why are you wasting your time with me? See them to the Rising Stones. Kikyo. At long last, we have the opportunity to prove our worth. You shan't regret this, madame. Kasasagi. The sentries appear more than capable. Even so, it may be best to forbid people from venturing beyond the walls unescorted, for the time being at least. Lady Yuigiri, to whom much is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We shall join you at the Rising Stones anon. And so we need to go in here. Net. As it is the case with other distant lands, I have heard rumors of mysterious magics and martial arts. I do not lend credence to these tales, but I cannot hope that some are true. Papalamo. Eurasia may be a land of many cultures and creeds, but I nevertheless suspect that the Domans will struggle to adapt. Well, aren't you a pessimistic? Hurry, Boulder. Huff puff, this little thing, it's nothing compared to what the Domans have endured. Flemmin. So many youths these days fail to understand that it is incumbent on everyone to help those in need. That's why it is so wonderful when young men like Hurry Boulder rise to the occasion. Ida. Did they really sail that half-rotted ship all the way from Authard? Isn't that dangerous? What if it sprung a leak? I think they were a bit more concerned with their lives. And in one way they would have perished. If they had not. Hello, Tataru. I wonder what herbs and spices they use in a Doma. Maybe there's something I could add to my special tonic. Probably a good idea not to give them that tonic. I mean, you started off fine, but then you added all sorts of things into it. Mainphilia. 'Tis no use. Our attempts to reach the students of Badassian continue to meet with failure. Yuigiri has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded naught. We will persevere, of course, yet within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting confirmation of that, which we already know. How fare the Domans? I am given to understand they were kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. Mayhap you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unresolved. I should not blame you if you did, nor would I deny that this matter falls outside our normal purview. Be that as may, I could not ignore the plight of those refugees, not when it was within our power to help them. Lady Yuigiri is here? Please show her in. I should very much like to meet her. We have no objections. Pray do so with our blessing. Your answer pleases me beyond words, my lady. But are you quite certain? We have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons. In the event that Revenant's toll could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. Should that come to pass, we will find it together. As ever, it has been a pleasure, antecedent. Alas, we must take our leave as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, pray speak with Slothborn, Lady Yuigiri, Celebrian. And we get the choice of a ring of sorts. But again, I don't really need it, so drink. And mostly because I'll be getting the ironworks, rings, accessories, etc., so. Kikyo. I dare not give myself to hope in full, but for the first time in many moons, I am willing to do so. Kasasagi. Mayhap I worry overmuch with so many able-bodied adventurers about. What beasts could pose a threat? Yuigiri. I'm amazed that none here knew of the War of Succession until we arrived. Have you truly heard naught of what has transpired? Correcto mundo. Minfilia. The plight of the refugees weighs heavily on Minfilia's mind. I pray the Domans' journey has been uneventful. They have endured too much hardship and for far too long. Forgive me, there was another matter I wished to discuss. My mother was to see to it that the Domans received a welcome supper. Now that the first group is nearly here, would you go and see if she is in need of assistance? Tancred. Her soft features belie a strong will and quick wit. High this Doman maiden would be. Yay. Slurrin, I think we may need to have a chat about your habit of sneaking up on people. Stop talking to yourself. Papalamo. Many of these adventurers are skilled artisans as well. Mayhap it will be more efficient to contract their services. Tataru. I know what you're about to ask, and my answer is final. We can spare naught else. Inspect the manifests yourself if you yet harbor doubts. I didn't even ask anything. Ida. I was merely resting my eyes as I contemplated the plight of the Domans. Coltonet. There is much I would know of these Domans, but how best to broach the subject? Busy as they are, I doubt they are willing to indulge my curiosity. I'll be bolder. The more people we take in, the more problems we'll see. Probably, but hard to say. Flamin. Hello again, Slurrin. To what do I owe the pleasure? Ever the worrier, my Cilia. The seventh heaven should have the meals ready by now, though I believe they have yet to be delivered. Would you mind speaking with Elise to be sure? Oh, and take this wine with you. The adults will appreciate it. Oops. Wine bottles. Wine bottles. And so we must needs speak with the cook, who is... oh, I guess right here. I was thinking it was something else. Elise, what'll it be? Wine or something stronger? How very kind of you to volunteer your help. Here, take these meals to the emissary's assistant outside the northern gates. She'll handle distribution. And 7th Heaven Special. 7th Heaven Special. And 7th Heaven Special. Which all look different. Or two of them look different. Stop sign, doinga doinga. And we must needs speak with Adventurers Guild Assistant. As you can see, the Domans but recently arrived. I was assured we would have food and drink by now, but we've yet to receive aught from the 7th Heaven. Lomani Rosso. Either Chamonix Lomani's wine is gaining recognition, or Flamin has a soft spot for the blind vintner. 7th Heaven Special. Slow roasted eft and grilled vegetables in a wine reduction, a popular dish amongst the frontier hands of Revenant's Toll. Excellent. Many thanks, Slabrin. While they had rations to sate their hunger during the journey, there is no substitute for a freshly cooked meal. I must say I was not expecting you of all people to deliver these. Far be it from me to question your organization's delegation of duties, but surely there are other tasks better suited to your talents. Though, on further consideration, I should probably consider this a blessing. We have a situation which would benefit from your personal attention. And again, Mike. Adventurers Guild Assistant. The Adventurers Guild Assistant is concerned about the outbreak of local fauna. Mayhap you have already heard, but the lake cobras that inhabit the area along the road to St. Koenig's Find have multiplied to plague-like proportions of late. This wasn't a concern for us in the past, as only proven adventurers tend to gather in Revenant's Toll. However, with the recent arrival of the Doman refugees, among which are the elderly and the young both, suffice it to say, it would not do for our newly arrived guests to fall prey to the local fauna. For their sake, would you be so kind as to rid us of these rampant cobras? The creatures have made nests amongst the broken pieces of the Imperial airships. You can use these slices of rancid aft meat to lure them out. And I'm heading in the wrong direction. We need to go that way. So I'm going to jump onto my mount. And so the first location is over here. Cobra nest. Rancid aft meat. Rancid aft meat. Helps if I use the right skills too, doesn't it? Anyway, so that's one down. Cobra nest. And here's another rancid aft meat. Not fit for consumption, but ideal for baiting cobras. Perfect. And so that's two over there. Then there's two here, and presumably two there. So the first of these locations, this side is there, and then over there. And I don't think I can get both of them. And Cobra's Nest. I wonder how many times I was saying rancid instead of rancid. That makes me sad. That reminds me, it's been a while since I checked to see where my chocobo is at. And we're about 3/4 of the way. Or just over 3/4 of the way if we do math properly. So, should have that up in maybe a video or two. Cobra's Nest, and I don't know why I clicked on that instead of that again. Leech King Hunt. Cobra Nest. And we are done. So we will go and report to the Adventurers Guild Assistant. So the calling is done. Thank you. You have done us all a great service. While you were afield tending to that business, I saw the Domans were fed. They were weary from their long journey, and the memory of their lost homeland is heavy in their hearts. Yet I dare say I sensed a glimmer of hope in their bearing. In time they may yet regain a semblance of inner peace. Oh, I ought to mention that something seemed to be afoot over at the Rising Stones. Lest you be absent for the matter of imports, it may be well to report back. And so, going back into the Rising Stones. Kikyo. I am thankful that we have found a place of respite, yet, knowing Lady Yuigiri, she is doubtless already making provisions for our next move. Kasasagi. The people of Eorzea hold independence sacred and will fight to the last to preserve it. So we, who have suffered under imperial oppression, this land is a bastion of hope. Thurman, you haven't come across a crate from Wineport, have you? No? Well, let me know if you do. Colin Tanet. And you guys say exactly the same thing. That's okay. Only the important people said something else. I'm just kidding. Entrance to the solar. Tita. The population of Revenant's Tola has fairly doubled overnight. At this rate, it'll grow into an honest-to-God city before we know it. Papalamo. While I am not adverse to expanding our membership, the fact is it renders us more vulnerable to infiltration. We must needs tighten our vigil. Thancred, your Stola has been rather long away on her investigation. Bearing any unexpected delays, I dare say she will report back any moment now. Tataru. The Adventurers Guild will oversee the delegation of tasks to our Doman friends. I shall request that this information be shared with the Scions. Yuigiri. I should scarce be surprised that Eorzea has myriad problems of its own to overcome. Nonetheless, it is heartening to know that the realm lies not beneath the Empire's shadow. Minfilia.
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning Ifrit with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late.
Apparently they say Sahagin.
Oh gods. They mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear. Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Ugh.
such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless ones. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not?
Yep.
Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye, a Primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
A primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a Primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
So clearly the Sahagin, and not the Sahagin as I was saying, are trying to summon their primal Leviathan. Minfilia wishes to share some final words on the coming mission prior to departing for Limsa Lominsa. Plainly, should the worst come to pass and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think this eventuality inevitable. Oh, forget it. Yet so long as there is even a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts toward achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa Lominsa and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in the intervening time, and will doubtless have valuable information to share. But that will be it for this one, and we'll pick up then on the rest of that stuff later. So, thanks for watching!